And ladies and gentlemen, we're back with, as PD said, our album review that we've been kind of doing these. We've done some of these random. This one is a little more specific.
Yeah.
So we came back with FX's Red Light, which is also the title of the album as well as the title track.
Yeah, we've been like I know I've been anticipating this ever since I started seeing the kind of the teasers and the teaser images and the little teaser video from like I think it was M Countdown, and I heard that little bit of the beat. I was like, I hype level raised, and I should have grabbed it, but I have pink tape right over that way somewhere, because, well, you bought it for me. And, I have that for a reason. I love that album. It's just a fantastic album, and I was so hyped for this. And were you anticipating as much as I was?
I like FX. I don't know if I'm super duper in love with them. Like partially it's just like my love for Amber, and so some of their songs are definite misses for me, which I'm gonna already say happened on this album. There are some songs that are misses for me. But overall I enjoyed it a lot. I definitely enjoyed the title track Red Light.
Yeah.
And I also enjoyed the video. I love the kind of the art and style of the video. There's no story whatsoever to be had there, no matter what they try to make you think. But it's so beautifully shot. It's so like the fucking camera work, and I just mean like the choices in lighting and the choices in like colors and like the where to use kind of higher definition, lower definition is really good.
Yeah. I'd put this right next to EXO's Growl as kind of SM's F you to anybody that complains about the box sets. Because this is for all intents and purposes a dance in a box video. But the camera work and the lighting and the choices that they do with, the green screening and all that and the set building really breaks it out of being just kind of a stereotypical dance in a box video. Like it just all that makes it so that it doesn't feel like those videos feel. It doesn't have the negative of those, while still kind of having all the positives of kind of keeping to one location and, keeping things contained so that you have a sense of consistency with the sets and the feel of the video. That I think that is always the positive of Dance in a Box, the box sets, which is where the consistency of it all, which is what I think helps this video a lot. Like the video is just so cool and so much fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, and we've also been listening to the album quite a bit. It has some fantastic tracks that they've also been promoting in a couple. They've been promoting in their showcases. What would be some of the kind of, you said you had some hits and misses. What would be some of your like favorite tracks that you would pick out of it?
I really liked Red Light. I liked Milk. I liked Boom Boom Bang Boom. All Night was okay. I'm still not super sure about that. That's track number 5. And other than that, I'd say the definite misses for me are Dracula. I just I was so ready to skip that song, And kind of the same with Butterfly and Rainbow. I was like, as I was going through those songs, I kept looking over, like, I kind of want to skip these. But I was like, I'm listening to them for the effect of like how good the album is and stuff like that. So it was just one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to skip them, but I kind of want to.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on Red Light, and I really dug Milk. I actually dug All Night quite a bit just because of it's like Bad Rabbitsy kind of disco-y funk feel to it. R&B sound to it. And Muchige, the Rainbow, I actually kind of dug. It's a weird track. It's very hip hop style. It's very hip hop sound. Very kind of that trappy a little bit almost, which is weird to say from an SM artist. But it works for them. But I think it's a fantastic track on the album. Let me look up the album again. I probably should have put this up before the show, but hey, what's the fun in that? Dracula, I definitely agree. I like the song, but I can see why it could turn somebody off, especially kind of the corny intro part, trying to do the thriller, the aspects of it. And, a couple of the other songs probably didn't work as well. I think the main thing I would say about the album is that it's pretty front loaded overall.
And that's something we've talked about before. We've talked about song arrangement, and I bet you if I went in here and I rearranged these songs, I'd have a different feel.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes in that sense, track arrangement can make or break you. Yeah. And I think that track arrangement for me was the reason I really liked the My Name album, was because I felt like the songs really flowed well together, where sometimes in like Red Light flows into Milk really well. Milk does not really flow into Butterfly that great. And then it's kind of a mix in the middle. Like there's this weird mix in the middle of slow and fast songs, and up tempo, down tempo, stuff or whatever. And it's just because FX has this wider range in their music, which is really good, which is what makes me love them so much. But the arrangement of songs just, I think, is what got me. Because there's always a definite flow to an album, and that's what really makes a nice album. And Pink Tape had that. Pink Tape flows so well, track to track.
Yeah, it definitely flows so well, and it's just an album that I can always just kind of listen to from front to back and not really want to skip anything. Where this one has a good head of steam at the beginning, with Red Light and Milk are both fantastic tracks. Butterfly, I would say, is slightly forgettable. Just because not listening to it now, I don't really remember it all that much. Then Mujige does really well. Rainbow and All Night, like I said, has that kind of that disco-y fun feeling. And then, there's a couple more tracks and it just kind of, okay. Yeah. And it just kind of loses steam and it just kind of putters to the end. It's something that we talk about Record Breakers, where our buddy Drew, has chronicled as an active recording artist how much thought is put into the first 5 tracks of an album, and how everything else is kind of a second thought to the first 5 tracks of an album, and how much that is considered the important part when arranging an album. And
so let's say this, right? Let's say Red Light's a mini album, 4 or 5 track mini album. What are your 5?
5, Red Light, Milk. I would throw definitely Mujige. I think Dracula it's well received enough to want to throw in there. Summer Lover, you want to throw in there. It's not necessarily the better song, and this is me arranging an album for them. But it's something that Amber contributed to, so I think it should be in there. And it's a good summer song. And let me see, Red Light, Milk, Mujier, Dracula, and Summer Lover. I think that would be a good solid 5 song. And I'm not saying those are the best 5 songs of the album, but if I were just off the top of my head, arrange a little mini album off of these tracks based on kind of what fits together and what I think would be important to include, those would be the songs I would include just, off the cuff. Just those are the ones that stick out to me.
I think for me, it's Red Light, Milk, All Night, Summer Love, Paper Heart. Because Paper Heart is a really good last song to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Red Light, Milk, All Night. I do that. Yeah. Red 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So yeah, Red Light, Milk, All Night. Even though I'm still wishy washy on that one, Summer Love and Paper Heart. And because to me, I think the rest are kind of forgettable songs.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I definitely think that works really well. I think those work really well as kind of a good little mini album. But I think I don't mind that it was a bigger album. I like having
I don't mind that either. I'm just saying I think you hit the sentiment right on the head. Is there are forgettable tracks in here, and if this was a mini album, I think it would have had a stronger just take if you take the 5 strongest songs. But at the same time, FX is past mini album point. Like they are into like just only making full albums, and it's not to say that none of these other songs aren't good. It's just like PD said, it's the types of songs that if you're not listening to them, you don't think about them. But they have these songs on here, and to say that there are 5 on here, and we picked a lot of the same ones, but we also picked different ones, which will also go to show that there are these songs in here that people will have a better reaction to. Just is saying like it's a pretty good album. It's not a great album. It's not spectacular. I don't think it lives up to Pink Tape in any way. But I'm not disappointed at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I can still jam to this. I will still jam into this. I have it on my phone. I'll jam to it. It's just it's front loaded, but I think overall pretty solid album. And that's what we would say about Red Light. And we love FX. That's the other thing we would say. We love FX.
Oh, definitely.
With all of our hearts.
I'm going to be bumping Red Light for pretty much the most of the week. So look for that in my music picks like 2 weeks from now.
Yes. But yeah, I think that's it for another episode of Hallyujuku. A successful return after, a couple of weeks off, not that much of a time off.
Back on the horse. No pod fading.
No pod fading. No. Kaz, what have you been doing these past couple of weeks with your podcast and life?
We actually took a little break on shooting your shit with Two Nerdy Black Eyes as well, just due to more technical issues than anything else. But there are new episodes for you to go check out. Definitely check out the one where we also had Curly on right after E3 to talk about some video gaming stuff, and then listen to the 2 episodes right after that, where I think I have rants on silly things, as I am apt to do. The ears are needed. I am still in the process on figuring out where in my house is the best place to record a sit down, talk to the camera YouTube thing that I want to do, which will involve gaming, anime, music and TV, and kind of all the things that I find that are interesting, and ways in which I can try to make it interesting to you. So there will be a little bit of me playing video games, a little bit of me talking about anime, what I think is good, why I think it's good, stories and all that kind of stuff, being creative, maybe even me building Gundams, because I always find that really interesting. I always find like those kind of videos of the Gundam builds really interesting. And maybe even start doing some walking around video shoots at conventions and things like that, since I'm going to be going to more and more as I get older.
Yes. Get yourself a monopod and just start rocking it.
Yeah. So that's all the stuff that I'm kind of slightly working on, and just kind of trying to tighten up the stuff that I do, and make it good.
Yeah, so you can catch all that info. Just go to about.me/KingKaz. Of course,
It
me,
has
I'm doing the
Twitter and
same old thing.
Facebooks and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, about.me/PDRave for my stuff. You can find all my stuff there, including the pictures from Nerdtacular and news on new stuff and things coming back. I'm still kind of formulating things in my head. But yeah, follow the show at Hallyujuku. Hallyujuku.com or kpoppodcast.com. Easier to share. Hand it on my. Hopefully, y'all are here from having my business card in your hand at Nerdtacular. So hopefully, that worked. The whole giving people business cards thing. Maybe, hopefully, it's a nice picture. Hopefully that inspired people to come here. But that's it. Follow the things, share, subscribe, iTunes, Stitcher. We're everywhere. Until next time. Hasta los huevos.
Fighting.
Annyeong. Fighting. Kiyami.